Hello, hello. We are live for the daily transmission. Today is Thursday, May 4th, 2023, and we have quite a few things to talk about today. So I am stoked to be here. Please say hello when you arrive, whenever, wherever you are. And quick note, I started uploading my transmission, the daily transmission, to Substack. So if you are a Substack subscriber, you can expect to get the audio sent to your inbox in the morning so that you can start your day with the transmission without worrying about hopping in live. But if you are live, then your energy is much appreciated. We go live on Instagram at 9 a.m. for the daily transmission Monday through Friday. So thank you so much for being here. Today I've got like a bunch of notes. Honestly, yesterday was such a full day for me. From the moment I ended the transmission, I uploaded a couple of, I uploaded it and then ran over to St. Pete. I had this appointment with a functional medicine doctor, functional movement doctor. So he's like a chiropractor, but also a bunch of other things. Kind of like how I'm a strategist, but an astrologer and a yogi and a bunch of other things, right? And so, man, I feel like he just like read me for filth, honestly. Like I was just so called out. Good morning, good morning. It's one of those things. I was talking to a client earlier today and she was, kind of in her feelings about putting herself out there in a certain way and just feeling like, oh, I don't know if I have enough. I just don't know if I have like something valuable enough to give. And I feel like if I know I can do this, but if I can't do it for myself, then how can I do it for other people? And I'm like, listen, yesterday in this session, without reading my chart or my human design, this guy read my incarnation cross, my activation sequence for filth. It was intense, to the point where I just had to like laugh out loud about it because he was like, you're what did he say? Not in these exact words, but essentially he was saying that my nervous system is always at such a high, like I'm so sensitive. And this is good because it helps me to help you better. I understand when you are in crisis, when you're in trauma, I know how to get you out of any situation and into a situation that you'd like to be and how to see things differently. And so it's a gift that I don't really know how to wield with control yet. I he just called me out. He's like, so you get really tired after client sessions, you got to take like an hour between sessions. At the end of the day, you're just like absolutely wiped out. I have to limit my client intake because, and I'm over here like, oh no, I just have strong boundaries. Like, absolutely not. I should be able to help more people. It's just that right now, my nervous system is not in the place that I need it to be. And so it's like, sure, I can teach people things like this all day and still miss it for myself, right? This is a common thing. We all struggle with this. So I don't want you, limiting yourself based on, oh, if I can't do it for me, I can't do this for anyone. If I can't do it for me, I have nothing to give to anybody. And that's just simply not true. The question that keeps coming up for me is like, where has intellect, like where has being smart gotten in the way of going deep? This just is like so resonant in the astrology of the moment. We've got, obviously our Scorpio eclipse tomorrow. Now, this is for just to give you like actual time frames for those of us on the East Coast of the United States. Our exact timing of the Scorpio eclipse is going to be from 11:39 a.m. until 3:29 p.m. So adjust accordingly for wherever you are. And so that would be like a particularly good time to take extra good care of yourself. This is the end of an 18-month eclipse cycle. I talked about that a little bit yesterday. So go ahead and, or not a little bit, I talked about that at length yesterday. So you can go back and listen to yesterday's transmission if you want to hear more specifically about the eclipse. But along with this energy, we have Venus and Neptune making a square today. And where they are in the sky gives me this feeling that our mind, our thinking mind, our logic mind, our even curious mind sometimes can keep us from deep relaxation, from deep trust, from that, right, the universe has my back kind of feeling. When we are thinking we know everything, or when we're trying to find a reason for everything, or when we're trying to make everything make sense, or when we're trying to prove how much we know, and then like highlighting how much we very much don't know. This is something that can keep you from going deep. Actually, read myself for Phil. For those of you who might be new here, I'm a big fan of psychedelics. For those of you who know me well, this is not news. I have gone very deep in psychedelic experiences before, but there are certain psychedelics that I have not yet had my journey with because I just have not yet been ready. Things like DMT, things like ayahuasca. These are not, I've done mescaline, which is close, mushrooms, LSD. These are different things I've experimented with. And like, one of the breakthroughs that I really had early on was recognizing that I could shift my emotional state, that my emotional state was a choice, and that I didn't have to give it power or give it meaning. Like I was having this crazy spiral moment, inside, like completely inside my mind, and was going into a very, very, I wouldn't even call it dark, but like you could, it was a point where I was feeling like, oh, and this was in my early 20s, this is a long time ago, but like I was really feeling like my next right move was to do something like to harm myself. Like it was just like, oh, like, but peacefully, right inside. And then I just had this moment in my head. And I'm just like, you dumb bitch, you are on LSD, like go do something else. And in that moment, I just like no longer felt that deep, like pain or that deep. I was like, oh, wow, I can shift that. And that began my journey of like repatterning my mindset and repatterning the way that I perceive things and perceive myself. And it was a huge catalyst for me. But all of those things, for the most part, I still have like conscious mind, conscious awareness, conscious control. And I'm very, very specific about any kind of thing that I do experiment with. Like I do not drink. I don't like doing disassociative things, like anything where I feel like I do not have control of myself, control of my thoughts, control of the way that I'm communicating with others. If I feel like I don't have that, it's a no for me, or it has been, right? And so things like DMT, where you don't have, you shouldn't have control, it's something that should just happen. I have been like, oh no, I'm not ready for that. And it's because intellect, right? Like where his intellect kept me from going deep, that's definitely like a great example, a very clear cut, like, obvious example of where my intellect, where me needing to have control of the way that I think and needing to make everything make sense and needing to be someone that makes sense. All of that is very much wrapped up in the reasons why I haven't allowed myself to go deep. So I want to ask you, who decides what makes sense? I think I mentioned this yesterday. This is something that I've been super contemplating lately. Who decides what makes sense? Why does everything have to make sense? Does anything actually make sense? I watched this documentary the other day about black holes, and I about lost my mind. I think I'm an intelligent person, but maybe I'm not that smart. Maybe I should take a little bit of acid before I watch it. But I had to rewind this one spot over and over because they're talking about like the theory of black holes, and they're talking about how, and again, not that smart, so I'm going to try my best here, but essentially black holes swallow any information that comes near it. That's the word they use, information. Okay. Any information that comes into contact with it gets taken in by the black hole. And because of that, and because it also emits light, it emits things. And So because it takes in any information around it and we don't know what happens to it or where it goes, and it also emits energy that we don't quite understand, quantum theory says that a black hole could spit out anything, like a piano or a string of numbers or just literally anything, which absolutely breaks my mind. Like, I don't like what I can't, I just, if you understand that, please throw me a comment, whether you're here on Instagram or whether you're listening on your podcast player. Spotify has a place to comment, and obviously also Substack. Y'all, if you understand that, please give me some let a girl know, because again, I had to watch that like about 5 times in that documentary. It absolutely broke my brain. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's in our universe, like that we live, like there's a black hole at the center of our universe. It's galactic center, right? If you have anything around 25, 27 degrees, 28 degrees Sagittarius, you're within like a 3-degree window of that black hole. It's called galactic center. And yeah, so like all of that exists within like, it's the same place that we exist. We live here, we live there, where something in the universe that we don't understand could spit out a piano if it wanted to. And so I want to remind you, we live in a universe that makes absolutely no sense. So when you try to make everything make sense, you are wasting your fucking time. What a waste of time. Okay. Now, the last thing that I do want to mention today before I set you free is that we have, right, so Venus is making two relationships today, right, 2 aspects in the sky. So we talked just now about Venus squaring Neptune. Now let's talk about the sextile that it has to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter, I want you to hear me. We just had a whole mess of Jupiter stuff go on in Aries over the last couple of months. Look forward to more Jupiter transits coming over the next month, a month or so, because Jupiter is going to be moving into Taurus. Yay, it's my Jupiter return. So excited. If you have your Jupiter in Taurus, get ready for abundance and blessings and good times. So right now, Jupiter is making a sextile to Venus. Jupiter's still in Aries right now. I will let you know when it makes that transition. And actually, you should just go subscribe to the Substack so that I can send you something to your inbox. Paid subscribers, of course, will get a little breakdown at the bottom, breaking down how that will personally affect you. Like, it will be in my 12th house, for example. And so right now, though, let's talk about now. Okay. I want you to understand that opportunity is everywhere, everywhere. It's all around you constantly. The information around you is unchanging and it is neutral. You apply the meaning to it. And so when people say like, vibrate at the frequency of your desires, what the fuck? Like, how do I do that? What does that mean? I want to give you some context. I want to give you a jumping off point. Okay. So one of the things that has super tripped me out in yoga teacher training has been learning about mantras. And I've been I've used mantra before, but I haven't really, just the same way that I've done yoga before and not understood the physiology or the energy or the science really behind it. The same goes for mantra. I was a practitioner. Same thing goes really for breathwork, for all of it. And now I'm understanding more like fully all of the benefits and how this is like truly affecting you. And it's super cool. But mantra has been one of those things that has just blown my mind, because what it's doing, I won't go into like everything here, but there are, we're aware of acupressure, right? You're aware of different meridian points in your body. And that was also something that super fucked me up yesterday about the functional medicine doctor that I went to see. It's like witchcraft, man. He can like just push on certain points in my feet or on my knees, and all of a sudden like different muscles will activate or not activate. It's bananas. And so in that same respect, the different points in our body. It's like EFT, right? Tapping is supposed to break up different things, and create more like energetic flow in your body. So when we have mantra, what's happening is and the reason that mantra is different from affirmations, right? Affirmations are usually in the language that you speak, and they are something that you are speaking to yourself to, right? It's like good positive thoughts, good positive energy. You are repatterning your mindset, right? Whereas mantra is traditionally done in Sanskrit or in, right, the languages that they're written in. And it's because they carry specific vibrational tones like Om, right? This is supposed to vibrate different parts in your body, in your head, in your throat. And you're also hitting a ton of these meridian points in the top of your mouth, in the roof of your mouth. And so as you do this, you are literally changing the vibration of your body. Okay. Like sound is vibration. Vibration is energy. Like the only reason we see any of this is because of vibration. Okay. And so when we are creating that experience in our body with mantra, we are literally, it is more than just like praying about it and wishing for it. We are like, it is an actual activity that you're doing to say, like, okay, I feel like it is just as meaningful and practical to do your mantra, like have your mantra practice, as it is to have your whatever your marketing plan or your social media, you know what I'm saying? Like it is part of the whole package that gets you to the point that you need to be at to make the change occur. Like you can't see opportunity around you if you are not at the frequency of opportunity. If you are not allowing yourself to witness it, if you are focused on this one thing that you think that you want, or if you are focused on all of the things that you have to do today, right? Like go to the grocery store, go to the gym, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And if you're completely all consumed in that, you're not going to be able to see the opportunities around you. And that is actually like mind psychology science. I've explained it a ton. I won't go into it today because I've had a lot of things to say today already. But I just want you to understand that there are things that you can do to shift your energy other than just like telling yourself, right? Like wishing for it or telling yourself that things are okay. Repattern, set that vibrational frequency. Some of my favorite mantras are the Lakshmi and the Ganesha mantra. But I also like very simple mantras like Om Shanti, right? Peace, peace, right? Or Om Shakti, right? To create more energy and to lift energy and to call in energy. Just depends on what you need right now. If you would like to explore the concept of mantra, and if you want to learn more about like what mantra would be best for you right now, if you want to have, right, someone give you a mantra, go ahead and book a session with me. The link is in my bio. Of course, if you're on Substack or if you're listening to the podcast later, you can go over to my website. It's mamacapricorn.com/booking. And you can also submit your chart and a question on Substack. I do one Ask Mama Capricorn post a week, or at least one. Sometimes I like to do more if I get more responses. Those are really my favorite posts. I love just giving you a little shot of insight. And actually, I just got the coolest email back from someone who I wrote a post for her not too long ago. And she was just like, I love this. I'm going to keep it forever. Thank you so much. And what she said, that she's like, I appreciate how I can deliver advice with humor, but also be empathetic, because I make jokes. It's my brand. It's just part of something part of me. But yeah, so those are two options. If you'd like to get some more personal support and understand, mantra, and maybe get a mantra selected for you, you can do one of those two things: subscribe as a paid subscriber to the Substack, or go book a session. I will also be sending paid subscribers a post a little bit later to talk about the eclipse, and then how to maximize that energy, just a little bit of direction for you based on your rising sign. So paid subscribers, expect that later today. And if you are not a paid subscriber, you can go sign up now. So I will catch you tomorrow for Friday's edition of the transmission. I love y'all so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. Happy Thursday. It's Jupiter Day. Go explore. And remember, opportunity is everywhere. Love you so much. Have a great day.